Good morning. As we begin commencement this morning, I would like to invite everyone here to take a moment to quietly reflect, be thankful, or give thanks in your own way for this event. And in a moment, I will offer an invocation. Wonderful God, we are thankful to celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates. You are welcome here today. We ask blessings for the families and friends who have supported these individuals in their academic pursuits. We are grateful for faculty and staff that make Southeastern an excellent place of learning. We ask that you give guidance to these graduates as they move forward into their new adventure ahead. Amen.
On behalf of the summer and fall classes of 2013, the faculty, staff, students, and alumni, I'd like to welcome you to the fall commencement exercises at Southeastern Oklahoma State University. To the graduates, it's been a great pleasure for me, along with the rest of the Southeastern family, to be able to take part in this traditional commencement ceremony, which marks the beginning of your life as a professional and the point in your life where every conceivable option is open to you. This commencement ceremony is particularly significant at Southeastern Oklahoma State because 76 of our graduates today are first-generation college graduates, the first in their families to receive a college degree. We're very proud to be a significant part of this life-changing experience. This graduating class has a local, regional, state, national, and even international flavor. Today's class includes students from 99 communities throughout Oklahoma. It also includes students from 20 states across our great country and a dozen countries. In addition to our home state graduates, we have graduates from as near as Texas and Arkansas and as far away as Australia and Nepal. Each graduate has a special and unique story to tell. For example, we have several spouses today graduating together. We have at least one fourth-generation graduate whose mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother all achieved their degrees from Southeastern. Commencement is indeed an event that these individuals and the entire graduating class of 2013 will always remember and cherish. To our graduates, graduating from this university is a tremendous honor, and no one can accomplish this goal alone. Let's take this opportunity to thank your parents, spouses, relatives, and friends, all of whom have played important roles in helping you reach this goal and help to make today's celebration even more special. I'd like to ask all the parents, relatives, spouses, and friends of today's graduates to please stand as the class of 2013 joins me in expressing appreciation to all of you for your support. Thank you. I'd also like to ask everyone to join me in expressing appreciation to our outstanding faculty for their dedication and their commitment to our students and to Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Let's now thank Children's Pastor Jim Hodson of the First Baptist Church in Durant for offering our invocation this morning. I also want to acknowledge the Southeastern Symphonic Winds under the direction of Dr. Jacob Wallace, and the Southeastern Chorale under the direction of Dr. Stacy Weger for providing our music this morning. I'd now like to introduce today's platform guests and ask that they stand as they're introduced. Please hold your applause until all of our platform guests have been introduced. First, Dr. Claire Stubblefield, Special Assistant to the President, Director of Institutional Diversity and Affirmative Action Officer. Dr. Brian Clark, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, Student Learning and Accreditation. Dr. Lucretia Skofis, Dean of Instruction. Dr. Jerry Polson, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, Academic Outreach and Research, and Dean of Graduate Studies. Dr. Camille Wilson, Dean of Students. Mr. Rob Piercy, President of the Southeastern Oklahoma State University Alumni Association. And Pastor Jim Hodson of the First Baptist Church here in Durant. To my right, Regent Jeffrey Dunn, Regional University System of Oklahoma, our governing board. Regent John Massey, Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education. Mr. Scott Crain, our fall 2013 commencement speaker. Ms. Liz McGraw, Dean of Enrollment Management. Mr. Ross Walkup, Vice President for Business Affairs. And Dr. Douglas McMillan, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please join me in recognizing these individuals. It's a privilege that I now recognize State Regent John Massey of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education. Regent Massey earned his degree at Southeastern in 1960 and received the university's Distinguished Alumnus Award in 1984. In 2005, the School of Business at Southeastern was renamed the John Massey School of Business in his honor. In 2010, he was reappointed by Governor Brad Henry to serve a third term as member of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education. Please welcome Regent John Massey as he offers remarks on behalf of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education.
Thank you, Larry. Graduates, faculty, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be here today to represent the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and we congratulate you, the graduating class, and we thank you, the faculty and staff of Southeastern, for your dedication that you've given to these young people that will be receiving their degree today. I am so proud that you came to Southeastern. I am so proud that I came to Southeastern. I was one of those students that graduated from Southeastern, the first in my family. And thank God, everybody else since then has graduated. Yesterday, I got to attend my grandson's, got his MBA at Oklahoma Baptist University, and I got to be there yesterday. So when you get into education and you find a love for education, you find a love for life, and a life that gives you a lot more. The State Regents for Higher Education this year is promoting education. We've got to have more complete college graduates. We are at about 23% now, between 23 and 24. We've got to be above 30 in order for industry to look at Oklahoma. Every time an industrial prospect comes to the state, they want to know what % of your people have college degrees. And the answer is less than 30. It's around 23 to 24%. Every year we're growing. This last semester we got 2,900 graduates in Oklahoma. We've got to do that every semester until 2020 to get it above 30. And thank you for your participation in that. Also, we've got a program that if you've been to college and you've got so many hours, you can come back to school and your life experiences will count. And we'll work on having you a degree. All of our four-year colleges and universities have this program, and all of you people here today, to see your kids or loved one graduate, I encourage you to make contact with Southeastern and see how you can get to complete your degree. We need degree-seeking people in Oklahoma. And let me thank you, the faculty, for the dedication that you have in teaching our young people. It's a gift from God to make you a teacher. I tried teaching and I wasn't very successful. And so I had to get back to what I know. And I'm so thankful I've got to be in education all these years. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Regent Massey. Also joining us today from Tulsa is Regent Jeffrey T. Dunn of the Regional University System of Oklahoma Board of Regents, our governing board. Regent Dunn received his undergraduate degree from Baylor University and his Juris Doctorate from the University of Illinois College of Law. He serves as president and CEO of his family's business, Mill Creek Lumber and Supply Company, which serves Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Texas. Please join me in welcoming Regent Jeffrey Dunn from the Regional University System of Oklahoma.
Dr. Minks, Regent Massey, thank you so much. It's my privilege and honor to officially offer greetings on behalf of the Regional University System Board of Regents. It's an awfully exciting day, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fine job that the staff has done in preparation, not only for this ceremony but campus-wide. I'm somewhat of an insomniac, and I ran early this morning, and the campus is absolutely beautiful. So please join me in welcoming appreciating the staff and the faculty members, but in particular everybody who made today's celebration a possibility. So when I was thinking about my remarks about a graduation ceremony, I thought back to when I graduated from college, and I asked myself, what is a graduation ceremony? What does it mean? It's a celebration. It's a party for many of the graduates. It's a tremendous milestone. It's a heck of an achievement. It is an acknowledgement of attaining a level of academic success that, quite frankly, you're to be commended for, graduates. But a graduation ceremony, in my mind, is also the marking of a prospective change. It's indicia of an obligation going forward. And that obligation is to conduct yourself in a manner such that you don't lose the enthusiasm, the vigor, the love for knowledge in your life, and apply that in your life. And so when we look back and we celebrate and we mark the acknowledgement, I would encourage you graduates to think about the obligation going forward, to never lose that zest for knowledge, that enthusiasm for life, and applying the principles and the things that this wonderful faculty has taught you, and applying those going forward. So today is a celebration, but it's also a milestone, and it's also marking and emblematic of an obligation going forward. And I promised Dr. Minks that I wouldn't get too philosophical, but my favorite philosopher is Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he wrote a lot about self-reliance and academia, and really kind of brings some points home for me. So if you'll allow me to indulge, Emerson wrote, "It's easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It's easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man or woman is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude." He goes on, "Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Nothing can give you peace but the triumph of principles." Graduates, please accept my heartfelt congratulations. Congratulations of the Regional University System for a milestone, job well done, and taking on this obligation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Regent Dunn. Dr. Douglas McMillan, Vice President for Academic Affairs, will now introduce our honors graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Meeks. I would first like to recognize the men and women who are serving as student marshals for this morning's exercises. Our marshals are members of either Blue Key, a National Leadership Fraternity, or Cardinal Key, a National Leadership Sorority. We want to express our appreciation for the outstanding service Blue Key and Cardinal Key provide at Commencement and many other campus events. If the members of Blue Key and Cardinal Key will stand, let's please recognize them at this time. Gonfalons were carried in by top graduates in their respective schools. Leading in the School of Arts and Sciences was Bree LaBeth. Leading in the John Massey School of Business was Royce Martos. Kyle Childress led the graduate school procession. Let's please recognize them at this time. We're gathered here today to celebrate the academic achievements of every one of our graduates. There are a few, however, whose special achievements deserve recognition. On behalf of the faculty, which it's my privilege to serve, I would now like to recognize these outstanding students. The first of several groups that we will recognize are the graduates who are members of the National Honor Society, Alpha Chi. Students from all majors are eligible for membership into the university-wide honor society. In order to qualify, the members of Alpha Chi had to be ranked in the top 10% of their junior or senior class, while maintaining at least a 3.65 grade point average. Alpha Chi members can be recognized by the white stole each is wearing. Will all Alpha Chi members please stand and be recognized now? The Southeastern Honors Program, built on the foundation of the Parsons Scholars Program, has a long and honorable tradition that goes back to 1978 when David L. Parsons, a 1928 Southeastern alumnus, endowed the Parsons Scholars Scholarship Program. Today, the Southeastern Honors Program is committed to the ongoing growth and development of a culturally diverse and academically talented group of honors graduates, with a focus on educational excellence as well as cultural and technological literacy. The program challenges high-caliber students with special talents and outstanding abilities to develop local and global awareness and to achieve their full potential. It is with the great pleasure that I announce the 6 honors program graduates who have fulfilled the rigorous course of study that qualifies them now to be recognized as honors program graduates for fall 2013. Please stand when I call your name. Charles Bull, a political science major from Indianola, Oklahoma, a graduate of Indianola High School. Aaron Burt, a management major, hometown Dallas, Texas, a graduate of Victory Life Academy. Ross Davis, a finance major, hometown Denison, Texas, and a graduate of Denison High School. Amy Hamilton, a marketing major, hometown Durant, Oklahoma, and a graduate of Silo High School. Allie McKenzie, a biology major, hometown Atoka, Oklahoma, and a graduate of Durant High School. Demetra Wilkerson, an English major, hometown Durant, Oklahoma, a graduate of Durant High School. I now will introduce the fall 2013 honors graduates. These students are graduating in the upper 10% of their classes. We're going to recognize 3 groups of honors graduates. The first of those graduating cum laude or with honors. These students represent the upper 6 to 10% of the fall 2013 graduating class. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all cum laude graduates have been named. We ask you to please hold your applause until all have been announced. Andrew Robert Cacho, a chemistry major from Durant, Oklahoma. Ross T. Davis, a finance major from Denison, Texas. Ashton Brooke Ferries, a communication major from Sherman, Texas. Misty D. Feller, a liberal and applied studies major from Mustang, Oklahoma. Zachary Ray Harmon, an occupational safety and health major from Caney, Oklahoma. Christian Aaron Jeter, a communication major from Durant, Oklahoma. Christopher C. Jones, an aviation professional pilot major from Kingwood, Texas. Catherine Lee Luttrell, a marketing major from Bells, Texas. Justin A. Mauser, an aviation management safety major from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Nicole Diane Murphy, a communication major from Muldrow, Oklahoma. Catherine Malia Rings, a communication major from Manuka, Illinois. Stephanie Stovall, an English major from Wichita Falls, Texas. Donald Tyser Jr., an aviation management safety major from Oklahoma City. Demetra Page Wilkerson, and a communication major from Durant, Oklahoma. Let's recognize our cum laude graduates. You may be seated. The next group is graduating magna cum laude or with high honors. These students represent the upper 3 to 5% of the fall 2013 graduating class. Again, please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all in this group have been named. Please hold your applause until everyone is standing. Our first magna cum laude major is Shelby Page Frazier, a biology-zoology major from Flower Mound, Texas. Kaylee Michelle Johnson, a biological health sciences major from Durant, Oklahoma. James Russell Keaton, an English major from Ardmore, Oklahoma. Kelsey Ray Lee, a management major from Davis, Oklahoma. Allie McKenzie, a biological health sciences major from Atoka, Oklahoma. Shacole LaWanda Smith, a management major from Durant, Oklahoma. Nicholas E. Wan, an accounting major from Poto, Oklahoma. Let's recognize our magna cum laude graduates. May be seated. The final and most exclusive category of the honors graduates to be recognized is those graduating summa cum laude, or with highest honors. These students represent the top 2% of their graduating class. This morning, we're recognizing the following summa cum laude graduates. Again, please hold your applause till all are standing. Andrew Michael Abner, aviation management safety major from Klerksdorp, South Africa. Charles A. Bull, a political science major from Indianola, Oklahoma. Joshua E. Dobbs, an aviation management major from Newcastle, Oklahoma. Diana Joyce Gillum, a liberal and applied studies major from Sherman, Texas. Brianna LaBeth, a biology health science major from Wilson, Oklahoma. Royce E. Mardos Jr., an aviation management safety major from Newalla, Oklahoma. Vi Lee Phong Nguyen, an accounting major from Dalat, Vietnam. Daniel Wade Stahlheber, an aviation management major from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Let's recognize our summa cum laude graduates. As a university, we're honored and fortunate to be surrounded by students of this caliber. We're blessed by all of our students. You should all be commended for your hard work and dedication to your university, your family, and most importantly, your future. Thank you.
It's indeed an honor for me now to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. J. Scott Crain. Today we're keeping alive a tradition that was begun recent years of inviting prominent Southeastern alumni back to campus to address our graduates. I think it's important that we hear the success stories of those who were here before you to gain a true appreciation of the meaning and the value of the Southeastern experience. Scott Crain is a 1984 graduate of Southeastern, where he earned a bachelor's degree in business management. He's currently owner-operator of Texoma Manufacturing and started his first manufacturing company 25 years ago here in Durant. Mr. Crain has twice been a finalist for the Oklahoma Investment Forum's Grace and Franklin Burnson Oklahoma Venture of the Year Award, and he has also been nominated for the SBA Small Business of the Year Award. A graduate of Durant High School, he's active in the community, having served as a founding member of the Durant Sports Association, which raised funds for the Durant Sports Complex. He was also a member of the Durant Community Facilities Authority, which oversaw the construction of this very complex, as well as the improvements at Paul Laird Field. An ordained minister, Mr. Crain is a charter member and elder at Fusion Bible Church in Durant. He and his wife Carol are the parents of Drew, a Southeastern graduate, and Chase. His father, Jim Crain, also graduated from Southeastern. The Crain family has been very generous in giving back to the community, supporting numerous causes. Please join me in welcoming Southeastern Fall 2013 commencement speaker, Mr. Scott Crain.
Thank you, Dr. Minks. As I was listening to all of the honor graduates' names being called out, it reminded me that I didn't know it at the time, but I was involved in a program that helped develop low caliber students. But it was a successful program. I didn't even know it existed at the time till I heard about the high caliber students. But congratulations to all of y'all today. That's exciting to be here. I've got a timer I'm going to set right here. They said at 45 minutes they're going to pull me off. Is that right? 45 minutes? Now, it's a great honor to be called to speak here today. The call I got from Dr. Minks was never imagined in my mind, so it's a great honor to be here at my alma mater to speak to you at one of the biggest days in your life, graduates. And I want to speak to you graduates and tell you right now, your parents, you can't even begin to believe how excited, relieved your parents are that you're graduating today. And I would tell you this would be the best time or opportunity you're going to have to ask them for money. So I'm going to encourage you to do that today because they're very excited and happy that you're graduating. It's good to hear this introduction that Dr. Minks gave me, and I thought about all these things I'd done. It's always nice to hear people say good things about you. I woke up a few mornings ago and I got up and I was looking in the mirror and I noticed I'm getting older and I've gained weight and my hair's falling out, and I'm sagging in places I didn't used to sag. And I told my wife, I said, I'm feeling kind of depressed right now. I'm looking at this, I'm aging, I'm thinking about it's been 29 years since I graduated from college, and I need you to say something good about me, make me feel better. And she said, well, your eyesight is darn near perfect. So I felt good about that. Dr. Minks mentioned that I'm an ordained Baptist minister. My first church that I was called to was Silo Baptist Church, and former business professor here at Southeastern and present OBU president, Dr. David Whitlock, was our pastor. And he was gone one time. The first time that I was going to preach, one of our esteemed deacons pulled me aside to give me some advice, and he wanted to share with me and encourage me that there was no such thing as a bad short sermon. And so I want to apply that today to a commencement speech also, so to let you know that I still believe that. Well, I'm Dr. Minks said I graduated 29 years ago this week from Southeastern with a business management degree. And if you would have told me then that I'd be giving a commencement speech, I would have thought you were doing one of the recreational things at the time that people did back then. But it's an honor to be here and to share with you. I crammed 4 years of college into 5.5 years, and I worked very diligently to do that. My youngest son, who's still going to college right now, he's enrolled at UCO. I was talking to him a week ago, and it looks like it's going to take him about 9 years to get out of college. And he told me, Dad, what are you so worried about? A lot of people take 9 years to get out of college. I said, yeah, they're called doctors. And but he's working hard. He's staying diligently at it. I've went to Southeastern. I wasn't I was the low caliber student that was challenged, but I enjoyed college, and one of the highlights of my college career was an award I got. I was a Delta Chi Delta, local fraternity here. I was a past president, very proud of that. I was 2 years ago, Rodney Bivens gave the commencement speech. He was a charter member. I used to have to memorize his name, and so he was a great leader in our fraternity, and he came before me to give this speech. But one of the awards that our fraternity gave out every semester was to a member that the pledges considered to be the biggest pain in the rear or harasser. And what they would do at the end of the semester, they would go to Morrison Hall or to one of the buildings on campus and procure a toilet seat off one of the toilets in one of the men's room, and they would paint it and put the name of the award on there, which I can't tell you what it's called, but they would write it, the award, the Delta Chi award, and put the semester on it, and then it was given to one of the members. And I received that toilet seat award 4 semesters in a row. So I'm telling you, I've come here with honors. And Dr. Minks, I've been wanting to reimburse you guys for those toilet seats. So that's for the university. Pay you back for those. Yeah, I don't know. They weren't really nice, but you can get with the maintenance, and if I owe you some more, I'll take care of that. There's a lot of things, and I tell you all that, and I make jokes about the things I did in college, but there's hope for every one of you. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of things have happened in the last 29 years since I've graduated from college. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I learned in college when I was going to business about being an entrepreneur. It's a risk taker, and I can tell you right now, I'm very impressed with Dr. Minks inviting me to come and speak, because he's a risk taker. I guarantee he doesn't know what I'm fixing to say, and he's going to either be a success or be remembered as the president that asked Scott Crain to come and speak. But I tell you all that to be able to share with you some keys to success. And in 1 Corinthians 1:27, it says that God uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Now, I'm going to tell you, for about half of you out there, that's good news. Now, you don't realize it, but that's good news, that God uses the foolish things to confound the wise in the world. In 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10, there's a man mentioned by the name of Jabez that tells a short prayer. And his prayer is that he says this. He says, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed, God, enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I might not cause pain." And it's a simple 3-request prayer, and it says that God honored his request. And so the first thing that he said, that he asked that God would enlarge his territory. What Jabez wanted God to do is to use him outside, give him more responsibilities, and use him to change his environment and change the world in which he lived in. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. As you graduate and you use the degree and you use the wisdom that God's given you and the talents and the attributes that you have, that only you have, ask God to use you to change your world, expand your territories, give you more responsibilities, make you a useful person in society, to make a difference in the world. The second thing he asks is that God's hand would be with him. Jabez realized that he couldn't do it on his own. There's nothing that you can do on your own, and I would encourage you to invoke God's presence in your life every day. I would encourage you to realize that the tasks that set ahead of you, you need God's presence with you to accomplish it. And so that's an important thing that Jabez realized. And the third thing he said, he asked God, was that he would keep him from evil and from pain. Jabez realized if God was going to use him to do things great in the world, that he was going to come against a lot of opposition, that Satan would come against him, that people would tell him he couldn't do it. So he asked that God would keep him from sin and from pain and from evil. So it's a very simple plan that God has for your life. He says in Jeremiah 29:11 that he knows the plan he has for you and plans to prosper you. And I would encourage you today to make that your desire, to make that your goal, that you would do all the things that God's created you to do, and that you would find the peace and the joy that God means for you to have. There's one other psalm I want to share with you, and it says that a people without a dream will perish. People without a dream or a vision will perish. And I would ask you today that you have a dream or a vision. You have the opportunity now to go out and live the rest of your life. And you can go out and live it haphazardly and see what happens. But I would ask you to have a dream or vision. And if you don't have a dream and you don't have a vision, then I would ask you to ask God to give you one. And I would ask for you and encourage you to ask for a dream or vision so big that the only way that it could happen is if God does it. There's things in my business career that I've had ups and downs. I've made mistakes. I've been broke 3 different times, started over, and not until I got to a point 21 years ago. I was talking about the toilet seats. I don't know how many years that my wife let me hang those on our living room wall because it was my proudest accomplishment. And I think we got divorced in 1991, and we got remarried in 1992, and that's when they weren't hanging on the wall anymore. But that was one of the mistakes I made. But I made a decision to let God control my life and to give him everything that I had, and pledge to serve him. And that's when everything turned around in my life. I've been very blessed. My children have come to know the Lord. And being here even today to talk to you about success or encouragement about what's happened in my life is none other than by the hand of God. And I make jokes about being a low caliber student. But everyone, whether you are an honor graduate here today or you just simply received a degree, is a huge step. You're college graduates. You have the whole world ahead of you, and I would press you, I would encourage you to seek God daily in your life and ask Him to bless you with all He has for you. I want to say today, congratulations to you, God bless you, and have a wonderful day.
I now ask Dr. Lucretia Scofus, Dean of Instruction, to come to the podium for the purpose of presenting the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the School of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Arts and Sciences please stand? President Minks, these students have completed all requirements for their respective degrees and are recommended by the faculty in the School of Arts and Sciences for the granting of degrees as listed in the program.
Consistent with the statutes of the state of Oklahoma, the rules and regulations of the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools, the rules and regulations of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and the Regional University System of Oklahoma Board of Regents, and by the authority vested in me by the Regents, it's my pleasure to confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree as printed in the program with the rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities such a degree carries among scholars. In testimony thereof, you may now come forward and receive your degree.
DJ Dozier. Misty D. Feller, cum laude. Ethan Fox. Shelby Paige Frazier, magna cum laude. Brittany Fullenwider. Joshua T. Garcia. Corey Joe Gilbert. Diana Joyce Gillum, summa cum laude. Keelan Green. Nicole Ball. Josh Hardy. Zachary Ray Harmon. James Christopher Harris III. Grady Harrison. Seth Hayes. Dustin Wayne Hensley. Anthony Henson. Matthew H. Hicks. Jonathan Van Hicks. Taylor Brightwell High. J.C. Hoskins Enerson. Jonathan Huggins. Cannon Jackson. Andrew Jenkins. Christian Aaron Jeter. Haley Michelle Johnson. Santosh Kodka. Umila Casey. Mark Hilbert. Ann Keeling. James Keaton. Leah Kelson. Derek Kaiser. David Lamore. Chad Lowry. Michelle Lawrence. Caitlin Donna Lester. Angie Lewis. Alexander Little. Ashley Lunsford. Jackie Martin. Eddie McDaniel. Allie Mackenzie, magna cum laude. Justin Meek. Ronnie Shane Moorfield. Logan Murphy. Nicole Diane Murphy, cum laude. Jonathan O'Brien. Cale Ryan Palmer. Philip Pavlovich. Bryce Powers. Kobe Ragsdale. Rosina Renshis. Dylan Ryan. Catherine Malia Reeves, cum laude. Kelly Ann Robertson. Randall Ryan Rowland. Rupesh Teresa. Isabel Zutali Sealy. Patricia Stanton. Rhonda Stinson. Edgar Hilges. Brandon Walker. Andy Renee Gregory. Destin Warren. Kelby Wint. Chelsea Wilkes. TJ Williams. Michael W. Willis. William Wolf. Heather Young. Sugita Sakota.
I would now ask Dean Skofus to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the John Massey School of Business.
Will the candidates for bachelor degrees in the John Massey School of Business please stand? President Meeks, these students have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees and are recommended by the faculty in the John Massey School of Business for the granting of degrees as listed in the program.
Consistent with the statutes of the state of Oklahoma, the rules and regulations of the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools, the rules and regulations of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and the Regional University System of Oklahoma Board of Regents, and by the authority vested in me by the Regents, it's my pleasure to confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree printed in the program with rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities such a degree carries among scholars. In testimony thereof, you may now come forward and receive your degree.
Royce E. Martos Jr., summa cum laude. Andrew Michael Avenor, summa cum laude. Turner James Ball. Joseph Bard. Joseph Burton. Ross Davis. Justin Estes. Brian Fondren. Amy Danielle Hamilton. Lowell Henning. Sarah Kundra. Kelsey Ray Lee. Magna cum laude. Bradley Nacarell. E. Lethong Wynn. Summa cum laude. Agnes Oyue Barrow. Charles Pease. Jesse Pierce. Darius Prince. Ashley Reynolds. Kimberly Strivogel. Megan Lynn Sewell. Archana Shrestha. Elizabeth Ann Swearingen Smith. Chacole Lawanda Smith. Magna cum laude. Ashley Starr. Valerie Walls. Barry Talley. April Ward. Susie Sanford Weber. Tyler White. Jessica Winona Willman. Owen Woody.
I would now ask Dr. Jerry Polson, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Graduate Studies, to come to the podium for the purpose of presenting the candidates for the Master of Technology, Master of Science, and Master of Business Administration.
Will the candidates for master's degrees please stand? President Meeks, these students have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees, and they are recommended by the graduate faculty for the granting of degrees and academic hooding as listed in the program.
Consistent with the statutes of the state of Oklahoma, the rules and regulations of the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools, the rules and regulations of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and the Regional University System of Oklahoma Board of Regents, and by the authority vested in me by the Regents, it's my pleasure to confer on each of you the master's degree as printed in the program, with all the rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities such a degree carries among scholars. In testimony thereof, you may now come forward and receive your degree and academic hooding.
Chris Bettencourt. Stephen Valdivia. Ed Bodford. Kyle Childress. Stephanie Gardner. Santos Iowati. Niraja Hadka. Leslie Lately. Mason Lately. Bob McAdoo. Zachary Morgan.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. If I can get up here. You still got to wait.
Good job.
Congratulations. Is anyone taller than me? Oh, fine. Stand right here.
Clayton Porter. Jerome Thomas. Tanner West.
I'm very pleased to announce the introduction of our President of Southeastern's Alumni Association, Mr. Rob Piercy, to present the alumni charge. Rob is a 1994 graduate of Southeastern where he earned his degree in communication. He's an agent with the Arnett Insurance Agency and has been active in the Durant community, having served as a member of the local school board among many other activities. Please join me in welcoming our Alumni Association President, Mr. Rob Piercy.
As president of the Alumni Association, it's my privilege and honor to welcome you to the club. You are now members of the Alumni Association. We welcome you and believe that the years ahead will be very successful. A moment ago, the members of the board provided you with a pin. This is a symbol of your journey as representatives of Southeastern. We charge you to wear the gold and blue SC with pride because it signifies that you've persevered, met the challenges, and welcome returning home forever. As of today, you now have all the rights, privileges, and duties of the Alumni Association, which means that you should storm. S, stay connected. Stay connected to the faculty and staff. Stay connected to your classmates or teammates. Stay connected to the university and to the Alumni Association. T, tell everyone about the great experience you had at Southeastern. Be an advocate for Southeastern for hiring graduates, recruiting students, and having pride in our school. O, organize. Get together independently with people from your story here at Southeastern. R, remember where you came from and stand tall. Return for ongoing activities such as homecoming or home football games, basketball games. Also, recruit your own employees among future Southeastern graduates. Focus on the best memories and strive to create a more memorable future for Southeastern. So I'm privileged now to ask you guys to stand up for your alma mater. Now go out and storm the world.
Congratulations. To close our ceremony, please remain standing and join the Southeastern Chorale as we sing our alma mater, the lyrics of which can be found in your program. Please remain standing until the recessional is complete.